the prospect of watching Astralis play, because although I've casted them in private before, I've never done it for a public audience. And I think it really should be an exciting game, because I think although Astralis should win reasonably comfortably, I think NIP have some players that can make this a fantastic series. If Rez and if Forest can keep up the form that they've had so far in this tournament, they could make this difficult for Astralis. And that is a tall order to ask of a team, but I really believe that they can do this. And obviously on Astralis, they are the best team in the world for a reason. I genuinely do believe that. That they will win this major. I've got them in my pick'ems. I would have shown them, but we're obviously in game now. Maybe in between matches, I'll go through my pick'ems and explain my reasoning behind them. But for the most part, I think my pick'ems have gone really well. I'm on track for Diamond if Astralis do win the major. Despite Liquid throwing to ends. Anyway, we'll see the pistol round get underway. Ninjas in Pajamas are setting up for a B take here. It's going to be a split, I believe. And the caster commands are not on. That is rather embarrassing. Glaive. 2 nice taps there onto the remaining players in the market. Zipnik's also chipping in with a kill of his own. Pretty easily shut down. Glaive getting a good triple kill early on. Watching this early aggression, as you see the 97% of pick'em predictions have got Astralis to win this game. That's more than Liquid for Ents. Liquid to beat Ents, but obviously we know how that turned out. I'm not going to say that there's no world in which NIP could win this game, because I think there are factors that could come into play. But realistically, the level of skill on a team like Astralis should make this incredibly difficult for NIP to get anything in this. Now, I'm not sure which map pick this was. I'm guessing this is the Ninjas map pick. But it's so difficult to even veto against Astralis just because of how strong their map pool is. I believe they have Cash as their permaban, and then every other map is godlike. And Device, nice shot there onto Red. Magisk getting a kill onto Dennis with the AUG. Dupree pushing up mid now, and there's nothing the Ninjas can do. They just get bombarded with utility at top mid, and there's a team ace. Everybody on the team got a kill there. Well spread for Astralis. NIP now able to buy into this one. They have 5 AK-47s and a decent amount of utility considering the round. No Molotovs, no grenades, but there's plenty of flashes, plenty of smokes. A minimum of 1 on each player. And a pretty standard early setup here for NIP, taking this mid control. Still unsure themselves where they're going to want to go with this, but Rez getting the opening pick onto Device. Now the A site looks like a tantalizing prospect. Lekro getting it shot in the back by his teammate, I believe. Magisk has a lot to do here. The anchor of this A site now playing from CT. Glaive trying to get up close and personal with the M4A4. Takes a lot of damage to Lekro and eventually will go down. Get right. Caught in the window position. Zipnik's will defeat him with the UMP. And now Astralis, despite losing the early pick on Device, they are in the driver's seat now. Rez trying to make a little bit of pressure here towards B, but the bomb ultimately does appear to be heading towards A. Rez just trying to make some noise, but obviously will be heard retreating. And now Astralis, they will realize surely the bomb is going A. Forest takes down Magisk. Now the site, it'll be really difficult for them to guard it. Glaive here in a position. It's going to be, oh, his timing was against him. He was expecting Rez to come from behind, but he really didn't have the timing on his side. And now Ninjas on the site. Zipnik's takes down Dennis. And now it's a 2v2. The bomb still isn't planted with 28 seconds left. But now it's just Zipnik's in a 1v2. Make that a 1v1. He's made this really interesting. Zipnik's the clutch meister. Clutch minister. And he's about to bring up Another round to his repertoire. Great clutch here for Zipnix. 4 kills in this round for him. It was looking a little bit dicey at times. Very back and forth round. Ninja's obviously getting the opening pick. Rez taking down the Vice. But then 2 kills coming back to the side of Astralis. And then we thought they were in the driver's seat. Rez bringing a lot of pressure towards B. Astralis seemingly unfazed by it. But Rez ultimately having the timing go against him. And Rez was able to get the kill onto Glaive. Now Ninja's difficult for their economy, but that definitely makes things more doable. Device taken out by the Deagle of Lekro in mid. Now things looking a little bit precarious for Astralis. They have to play this smart now. They are at the disadvantage in terms of numbers, but they still have the advantage in basically every other sense. Zipnix, this B anchor, may have to hold off a 3-man push. The bomb is sat just outside of B apartments. With just Forest lurking towards Palace. The only pressure towards A. And Lekro finds another kill with that Deagle. Fantastic from him. Dupree now. This player basically has to hold off the entirety of mid. It's going to be difficult for him to do so. Dennis taken down by the AUG of Magisk. And Lekro still in this top mid position. Not able to get anything more done. Good round for him, able to get 2. Forrest not able to find anything there. Magisk down to 3 HP. But it ultimately has 3 kills in this one. Get right, tapping away with the Season 75. But will be headshotted by this M4 of Dupree. And that'll be round number 4 for Astralis. Now the Ninjas on full loss bonus. 5 AK-47 still for them. We'll see if they are able to get anything done in this one. Now Astralis really starting to build up a bankroll. They do have the AWP, an AUG, and an AK-47 alongside those M4s. Obviously Magisk, always been known for his use of these scoped rifles. Ultimately, alongside NBK, he's known as one of the few players that actually use the SG in competitive play, even before the price reduction. I have a little bit of a thing for Magisk. I do love the SG myself. Zipnix just creating a little bit of pressure here towards the apartments, but he does drop back, and I think he will have been heard. That flashbang is dead giveaway. The smokes have come out towards A, but Ninja's going towards B with a bomb. 2 players still lurking on A, so they will have to find some picks here. Rez likely going to have to go big. He's been so important for the Ninjas so far at this major. See if he is able to continue that form. How's this utility usage? Will maybe bait Astralis, but there are still 2 players towards A. And Magisk takes down Lekro. Zipnix able to find 1. Dupree chipping in. Zipnix able to find 2. And now Forrest, the last player alive in a 1v5. Very unlikely to be able to get anything done in this round. 15 seconds left. And 5 players on the B side. They do have the possession of the bomb also. It is an impossible round now. He will be taken down himself, obviously wanting the money rather than the AK-47, so he can be in line with his teammates in terms of economy. And the Astralis make it 5 rounds. The Ninjas seemingly lost here, not able to find their way into a site so far. They had 1 close round that was inevitably clutched by Zipnix. Hi Timberwolf. Welcome to the chat. And the smokes coming out towards A for the Ninjas. They don't have An awful lot invested into this one. Dennis, the AK-47 player. The rest of them just on pistols. We'll see if they're able to get a bomb plant. That would be best case scenario really into this round. The bomb's going to start to be planted now. And Glaive taken down by Get Right with the Deagle. Now Device has this AK-47. Only 2 players remain for the Ninjas. Make that 1 now. Rez with it all to do with a 1v4. Bombs planted, but with just a Deagle and no utility, it's going to be very difficult for him to find this. And no, Magisk will make sure that he doesn't find much else in this round. They get the bomb plant. That's about all they could ask for. But Magisk with 3 kills. I believe he's having a pretty big game here. 8 for 1. Zipnik's 9-0. Any teams you support in the Champions stage? Gonna be honest, Astralis. They're my pick'em to win the entire thing. Probably my favorite team of the Champions stage. Obviously, the team that I used to support was Virtus Pro, but obviously they're not really a top team anymore, so it's really difficult to call myself a Virtus Pro fan. So Astralis would probably be my number 2, just because I'm a fan of Great Counter-Strike, and honestly, they're so incredible. Lecro finding the opening pick there onto Dupree. These flashbangs heavy in mid. Smoke's also coming through. Glaive trying to get a little bit of pressure on this short position, but not able to find a kill. Magisk, he's had a big map so far. His AUG and connector could be big. Ninja's still stalling in mid now. They have the advantage. They just need to wait for Astralis to try and do something. Same for Pick'ems though. My favorite is Ents. I really have enjoyed watching Ents play. And it was no fluke that they beat Liquid yesterday. Liquid shat the bed, to be honest. They threw that game, but Ents looked incredible. Glaive and Magisk able to find a killer piece to bring Astralis back into the forefront of this round. Ninjas again finding a pick, but throwing it away. Going to be really difficult now for the Ninjas to find anything. Their utility is basically depleted. Dennis with 2 flashbangs. All they have to find their way into a site. And Magisk will make things even harder. Forrest and Dennis now try and at least get the bomb plant. It would mean that they are able to buy again into the next one. And Dennis able to find one. But now he's got it all to do in a 1v3. 26 HP, trying to pick up the AWP. But it is sniped out by Device, who trades his Dragon Lore AWP for another Dragon Lore AWP. Renegades didn't do as well as expected in the champion stage. Mate, I thought Renegades, honestly, I was a hater to begin with at Renegades. I really did think that they massively overperformed. I didn't think they would last, and they proved me wrong twice. I thought MIBR just looked lights out. And in the back of my head, I could have seen Renegades maybe even making it to the finals, but obviously it wasn't meant to be. I think in their minds they thought they'd already won, if you know what I mean, by making it to the quarterfinals. And Zipnik's only finds 1. Dennis trading back, but Dupree in a great position here, able to find 1. He's able to find a second now. Glaive is taken down by Lecro, and a lot of damage done, but Lecro and Forrest now on the site. We'll see if they're able to get this bomb plant. It's definitely a winnable round. 2-on-2. Both players here for Astralis. The bomb's still not planted. Still chilling with the bomb in apps. And that bomb will be taken down. Magisk and Device cleanly making this their round. 8-0. Guess you could say they pulled an NRG. Now, Renegades, honestly, if they can keep this form up, which I don't think they will, because I think they've massively overperformed. Not massively, but I think they've overperformed. I think, I think like Azza, no way he's going to be able to keep up this form. I think we saw it in the MIBR game. He really was bad, but he's the IGL, so you can't be too against them. But the fact that they needed all these players to play so well to get to where they are, I think they will drop off a little bit. But if they can maintain anywhere near this form, they're a top 6, top 7 team in the world right now. Like, they have been so lights out. They've even made Astralis look human. So it's definitely something to take into consideration moving forward. I think they are going to drop off, unfortunately. But, hey, can't take it away from them. I think his name's gone now. JKS. I think JKS has been absolutely lights out. Such an incredible tournament for him. I think Gratisfaction, the stats don't back it up, but I think he had a really good event. I think the eye test shows Gratisfaction is way better than he is. Liaz, I'm he had a few good maps, he had a few good moments. So I'd say it'd been pretty decent, Liaz, but the jury's still out for me. It's is he a top talent? That's the real question. But I think he's done well. He did his role, definitely. So we've got to see moving forward. I think Jacob, I think he's just a player on this squad. He does his job. I think he's played pretty well. I think he's finally starting to show a little bit more of what we saw when he was playing on G2 back in 2016, 2015. No, yeah, it would have been 2015. I think he was a Cluj-Napoca that he was played that insane major. Whereas an MVP performance on G2. I think the biggest shocks of this major, definitely Renegades, how well they've been. NRG going 0-3, Fnatic going 0-3, and then Liquid losing to Ents. And again, as I said earlier, you can't take it away from Ents because they just were lights out. It was so good. Alu was just unbelievable. Sergey finally really showing up because I think Sergey's an incredible talent, but he hasn't had that great of a major. And in that series against Liquid, he really was incredible. It definitely helps that Liquid absolutely shat the bed. Anyway, we should be getting underway. I think there was a technical problem saying that the coach of NIP wasn't able to communicate for some reason. I'm guessing there was a TeamSpeak issue or whatever program they're using in this major. Magisk popping off in these early rounds. 11 kills for him. He's had a few rounds where he's just done so much damage with that AUG. And Magisk in this underground position again, finding 2 more kills. He seems unstoppable with this AUG so far. Dupree chipping in with a kill of his own. The thing's still not looking good for Ninjas. The bomb is down in middle. And Zipnix will find the duel, and he finds the kill onto Rez. Now it's all on Dennis in a 1v5. It's going to be really difficult for him to even get a kill here, I would imagine. And oh my god, especially when shots like that are being hit. The Vice bangs him through the wall. Yo, Wobby, what's cracking? I'll probably analyze it a little bit more after the map ends because I think there'll be a decent amount of break between map 1 and map 2. But Ninjas have some serious problems in this team. Don't let them getting to the quarterfinals distract you from the fact that this Ninja squad is still 1 or 2 players away from being a genuine title contender. But I've got to say, Rez has been lights out, and Forrest has really rolled back the years. It's been a delight to watch. I love watching Forrest when he's like this. And Rez has been outstanding. Easily MVP for Ninjas. And I had NIP making it to this stage, I believe. I think. I'll check my pick'ems after this. Well, I'll break them down. I think it'd be interesting to hear my opinions in retrospect of everything as well. Well, not hear my opinion. For me to give my opinion, obviously you can disagree. Chilling, watching the major. How about you, Cools? Obviously, I'm casting this game. Magisk is so nuts with this AUG. Finds 2 kills. Magisk finds a 4K in this round. He's just absolutely lights out with his AUG. It's so enjoyable to watch. Astralis are making the Ninjas look so amateurish. And as I was saying, like, the ninjas really do have some severe problems in this team. One of the big ones for me is Dennis, but I'll break more into it in the in the gap between things. And here you go, the terrorist timeout. Like, I don't know what the ninjas can do here, because when you've got Magisk on this kind of form, when you have Zipniks on this kind of form, like, the A site is like ungoable, and Zipniks is the anchor of B. It's like, where do you go? You've got Device to fight in mid, you've got Zipniks anchoring B, you've got Magisk anchoring A. It honestly seems implausible that ninjas could find a round on this T side. It's going to be a miracle. Like, Rez or Forest or someone has to go big for them to really find anything, because they've just looked so good. I really like these smokes from Astralis. They have the top mid smoke that goes alongside the short smoke that the ninjas will have thrown. Meaning there's a gap. You have to come out of Astralis' smoke, and then there's a gap where your body will be shown before you're able to actually see. In between that and the short smoke. So that angle that Dupree is playing is such a strong angle. Dupree getting one. Zipnik's chipping in with a kill of his own. Dupree finds a second. Rez not able to find anything with that CZ-75. And now it's all on Lekro. Once again in a 1v5. This is some top tier Counter-Strike from Astralis. And Lekro not able to find that shot. He's obviously the best performing player for the ninjas on this map so far. But you can't do anything when there's just players hitting these shots. This is such a difficult game to analyze, because it is literally just Astralis just making inhuman plays. Feel kind of sorry for them, if anything. And this economy is unbroken as well. Astralis have 2 players sat on 15k and Magisk on 15,700. Like, it's actually unbreakable at this point. And Magisk finding 2. No, actually, Glaive got one of them. Now the ninjas actually find 2 kills. They're able to open up the A site, and they will likely find the bomb plant uncontested. Get right to drop the bomb. And now an actual chance to win around here, ninjas, to not become the second 16-0 casualty of Astralis so far this major. That's a good nade from Zipniks. Does 25 damage onto Rez. Dupree on the backstab. He will be spotted by Forest, but does find the kill. Forest just firing a little bit early. And that flash is going to do well. Device finding a kill of his own. And now it's all on Get Right in a 1v3. He finds one, but doesn't find anything else. The bomb will be defused, I believe. There's plenty of time for Dupree. Yes, there is. Astralis 12-0. That's the best round we've seen from the ninjas since, I think, round 4, when Zipniks clutched in a 1v3? 1v2. Something like that. Or Dupree's knife? The Talon knife? It's like the knockoff Karambit. I don't know what the delay is like. So just type smiley face when you hear this. Not too bad. It's probably about 7 seconds, 8 seconds. Oh, and Dupree and Glaive both chipping in with 2 early kills. Now it's the ninjas down to 2 on 5. Honestly, I see. I don't want to cast it. I don't want to curse it, because the ninjas do have a good pistol. So I'm not gonna say it, but you guys know what I want to say. I just don't see a world in how ninjas are even gonna find a T round, because this economy is unbreakable. And Dupree, when you're hitting shots like that as well, like, that is, like, his crosshair placement is unreal. That's Rez in a 1v5. He's been huge for ninjas so far this tournament, but this is a massive thing to ask of him. This is the big leagues, Rez. Go the sink or swim. And he finds 1 kill, but immediately traded back. That is perfect trade there from Astralis. An often overlooked thing about Astralis is how fucking well their communication has to be in that team. And I'm going to upload this to YouTube, but it's still a chill cast. Like, I am going to upload any games I cast to the YouTube, and I'm probably going to... I'll cast at least 1 semi-final as well as this. Probably Astralis. Either Astralis or NIP versus MIBR. Because I think that's going to be the more interesting game. And just kills being traded back and forth. It's so difficult to even break this down. Rez on 5 HP. And he's just sandwiched in this connector, and Device will find the kill. Astralis take round number 14. Unbelievable. That's another team ace for Astralis as well. All 5 of them finding a kill. And Device is going to take out the auto sniper, the BM. I think he's just doing it to get rid of money. Is he going to use it? If so, that is such BM. No, I don't think he... Oh. I think he's unsure himself. Like, yeah, that point I was making, Astralis are just ridiculous. And, like, the autonomy in this team, they all know what they're going to do. It's almost like Nip Magic back in the day, but there's actual quantifiable reasons for it. Like, Astralis, they're just such a well-drilled team and stuff. Like, and it's not just the team itself. It's people like Sonic that help implement this system. But they all know what they're supposed to be doing. And their comms are just so calm, so clean. Like, all the information is given. Like, their executes, their trade frags, everything is just like off the chain. It's crazy. And they've made an Astralis fanboy of me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love watching this team play. Every time they play, they surprise me time and time again. Just this player at close range, able to find the kill and to get right despite being full blind. Device finds a kill elsewhere onto Rez. Device does get taken down by Dennis though. Now there's an actual chance to do this, but Dupree makes things very difficult for Dennis now in a 1v2. Dennis getting blinded up. Not able to do any damage despite being very close. He does find the bomb. He's going to tap the plant and he's going to stick it. He does find the bomb plant, but maybe not expecting this play from behind, and he's not. And Zipnisk easily takes him down to make this 15-0. Dennis put in good half. Was it really, Dennis? I don't think it was. Let's check how you're doing. 4 and 15. He's actually the 3rd best player on this team so far. Get Right's having a shocker. Forrest is having a shocker. Lecro, the best performing player with 8 kills. I was casting this game, hoping to see the, like, I said it right at the start, but I think people were still filtering in. Like, the Discord notification had only just popped on my on my Discord server. But I was saying that if ninjas really show up, if Rez and Forrest can continue the form they've had so far this major, I was like, they can make things difficult for Astralis. Like, they could maybe taking a map might be too much to ask, but I think the other things are in place to at least give them a good shout. You know, get 10 rounds on a map or something. But this ninjas, nah, it's not possible. Like, and I don't know. I don't place the blame entirely on the ninjas because Astralis is just so inhuman. But it doesn't help when you have people like Get Right and Dennis having such a poor performance. I was at least hoping a good fight. Yeah, as you said, Timberwolf. It's so unfortunate. Like, I was hoping to be more analytical and actually cast this game the way I wanted to cast it, like a professional game. But it's so difficult when it's just an utter stomp like this. So this has turned to more of a chill cast. Can anyone verify for me whose map pick this is? Because if this is the Ninja's map pick, then that is unreal. It is the Ninja's map pick. Oh my god, that is depressing. What's the second map? Surely it's got to be like Overpass or something. Like a good mutual map. I want to at least see them do well. Oh, it does too. All right, that's a pretty decent map. I think Astralis are flexing on him with that map pick as well. Third is Overpass, yeah. I was expecting Overpass to be in there because they both like it. And I think Nip are really good on Nuke, but you can't flex pick against Astralis. You can't pick Nuke. You would have to be insane. Yeah, as an optimist, I like to watch good Counter-Strike, and I'd love to see a third map, but I don't see a world in which they go to a third map. I think there are teams that can mentally reset after a game like this. I don't think NIP are one of them. Here we are again. I think Astralis just flexing on. Are they actually going to go for the 5-man B? They're actually going to go for the contact B. Like, this is the ultimate, like, flex play, because they think they could just out-aim them. And they already are. Lekro taken down there. Did take an early dink, and eventually would be finished off. Oh, and Rez in this position. He can do damage. He's just waiting for more players to show. Now the bomb plant will be denied. Rez finds 2. Now it's Magisk in a 1v2 situation. Finds 1. Oh, Forest denying the 16-0. And Ninja's able to get their first round. Come back? Question mark? Come back? It's happening. The sadist in me wanted to see a 16-0. Because I was checking the stats earlier on. When Astralis got the 16-0 against Cloud9, was it? But that was only the second 16-0 ever in a major. So I was kind of hoping that Astralis would get another 16-0 in this major, because I think if Astralis go on and win the major, then there is no doubt in anyone's mind this is the ultimate CS:GO team of all time. Like, to win a major in such a dominant fashion. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself because they haven't won it yet. But I think Liquid losing to Ents has given them such a fucking easy road. I need to stop swearing. I'm not going to stop swearing. Fuck that. Guys, question. Do you think I should upload each map as a separate video? Or do you think I should upload just Astralis versus Ninjas in Pajamas? Like, instead of like 2 40-minute videos, it's like 1 hour-and-a-half video. What do you think? And then keep the analysis in between as well. I'll cut it down a little bit so it's not just 30 minutes of me waiting and filling time. But what would you guys? Separate? 2x40. Okay, and would you want to see the a little bit of analysis in there as well, maybe as a separate video, or like kind of break it down and split the analysis down the middle? So it's like the first half will be like my pick and breakdown or something like that after the game, and then the second half will be like my map analysis of the second map. Will be easier to go through each map in specific rounds, IMO. Okay, yeah, it's fair enough. I'll upload them separately then. Thorin pick and breakdown. I actually didn't see Thorin's. I haven't watched anyone's pick and breakdown because I like to have my own opinion on it. Like, I watched a little bit of Vince's for the Challenger stage. But outside of that, I don't like to. I like to formulate my own opinions. And obviously, when you use Twitter and Reddit and stuff, it's difficult to stay away from opinions, but, you know. Pretty simple round for the ninjas there. Only losing one player. Dennis, down to 13 HP. Astralis with, I think it was just entirely Glocks. I think they might have had a 1 P250 or something. So they just fully saved into this one. Really had a heart attack for challengers, but lucky Ensign phase. Yeah, I had Ensign phase on the last day as well. I needed one of them, but both of them came through, so I ended up getting 6 out of 9 picks. Astralis now. 5 AK-47s. We'll see what they're able to get done. I don't like the fact that Dennis is the mid anchor for NIP, by the way. Big plays here from Astralis. Making it a 3-on-3. They have the B site. Forest in the kitchen. We'll see if he's able to get anything done. Rez on the backstab as well. He will soon be met by Glaive. But as things stand, it'll be difficult for them to find anything done. And Glaive able to get the kill onto Rez. And now it's a 2v1. Make that a 1v2. Forest. Gonna jump through the window and immediately taken down. It's a 16-2 to Astralis. What a first map. Look at this. 23-8 for Magisk. He had such a monster performance. Zipnik's 3 deaths. 3 deaths. That is insane. As a B anchor, you only die 3 times. That is like unheard of. That is insane. And like, I think I'm gonna say it now because I'm gonna attach this to the end of the game. The reason why I think NIP are a really flawed team, and the flaws come from this man right here. Dennis has not been a good player now for a solid 6 months to a year, and it pains me to say that because Dennis on Fnatic was an insane player. Like, Dennis on Fnatic could have probably been on FaZe. He was incredible. And it's a shame. But Dennis is lost his way, and he's nowhere near the player that he used to be. Get Right, I feel, has been pretty fucking bad now for a long time as well. But the reason why I would kick Dennis over Get Right is because of the pedigree. Get Right is like such a name value that if I were NIP, I would stick with Get Right over Dennis. Because it's like it is like a veteran. It has such great name value. Get Right is such a legendary player that I think it would be difficult to make the case for him to be kicked yet. But Dennis definitely. You need, like, the problem with the Swedish scene in general as well is a lack of good AWPers and a lack of good in-game leaders. Like, it's just a good series of players and then no real cohesion. And I don't know how you fix NIP, in all honesty, but I think it starts with kicking Dennis. There has to be another player because I think NIP, they haven't looked bad, but they are still a massively flawed team. Anyway, that's the end of the first map. Shortly after this video is uploaded, you'll be able to go and watch the second map, which is Dust 2. So go there, you'll see my pick and breakdown and all else. So see you on the next video. Thank you. All right, lads. All right. So we'll break down my pick'ems. Challenger stage. Had Ents to go 3-0 because it's easy for Ents. That was very close with that prediction. I think they went through 3-1. They lost to Renegades. And I had Greyhound to go 0-3 because I do think they're trash, to be honest. I really don't rate them. Oh yeah, 3 clicks, Philip. Anyway, Greyhound, I thought were the worst team in this position. I thought Vici, because they are relatively unknown in terms of like the international scene, I thought they could easily sneak one, and Ents went 3-2. Okay, fair enough. Who was the other team they lost to? They lost to Renegades, and I honestly don't know. But I think Vici are unknown, so I didn't think many teams would prep for them. I thought they'd sneak a win, which they did. They went 2-3, if I'm right on that. They beat Fnatic in the opening round, so a lot of people's pick'ems were fucked there, but I had Vega to go through. I had Tyloo, because they were close as well. They went 2-3 as well, I believe. And I think Tyloo was such a good team. I think they were so unfortunate to not make it through this bracket. I think they just choked a little bit. They weren't themselves on the day, but I really did believe in them. I think a lot of people thought Fnatic would make this doable because it's Fnatic. They have a lot of big players. I think Exist is terrible. I think as an IGL, I think his vetoes are garbage, but I still think Fnatic have enough talent that they should have absolutely walked this stage. Then for my other picks, I thought Cloud9. There were a lot of people overhyping them because of their performance at E-League, but I think overall Cloud9 they had the talent that they should make it through here, and they did. Obviously, they went through 3-2. I had NRG to go through. They went through 3-0. Very easy for NRG overall. They had a rough last map. I can't remember who it was against. I think NRG beat Enst, if I'm correct. Actually. I'm not entirely sure. But NRG, I was like, this team should have done so much better than they did, but I'll get to that in the next stage. NRG, just unbelievable how much they choked it. But yeah, easily 3-0 to get through. NIP, Forest and Rez. That's the main reason they went through. Vega Squadron were terrible. I threw them in there as a Hail Mary, to be honest, because I wasn't sure who I wanted as my last pick. I didn't rate Renegades at all, and then Renegades have made me look like an utter fool and absolutely bombed this. They made this look so easy. And then a Vanguard. So many people sleeping on a Vanguard. Like, they are such a good team. I think the fact that they did so well in the next stage as well. I think they went 2-3 in the group stage, in the legend stage. Honestly, I think a Vanguard are a team that can go places. I think they're making changes in their team, so we'll see. But on the group stage, the 3-0 and 0-3, like, again, I was sleeping on Renegades, not gonna lie. I was like, surely the first bit was a fluke. Renegades are gonna drop off. And of course, they made me look like a fool again. I went through 3-1, I believe. They lost to Astralis. I put Big to go 3-0 because I thought they were the team that would either 3-0 or 0-3 because Xantares, obviously, still new to the lineup. Next coming back after Smoothie was dropped, I was like, they're an unknown quantity. They have the players that could make it through, but obviously it didn't turn out like that. They didn't perform very well on the day. I think they went 1-3. Astralis, obvious 3-0, easy. Liquid, obvious 3-0, easy. MIBR, I picked them on name value alone. I thought Phelps is a great addition to bring back. I honestly don't think they utilize him very well, but I think in time, MIBR will be a top team again. Na'Vi, simple electronic, easy. FaZe looked fucking terrible. They got lucky because of the seeding system that they had to play such easy teams because FaZe were doggo. They were so bad. NRG. I hate North American Counter-Strike. NRG going 0-3 is one of the biggest upsets in a major I've ever seen because this team should be challenging for titles. This team, like, outside of Fugly, everyone on that team is a player that I'm like, this player is like so ahead of, you know, the placings that NRG have. And as a team, they look really good. They have tactics, they have firepower. NRG are like the mini team Liquid for me in both ways because they both choke hard. ENCE looked shaky in this stage, but they did sneak it on the last day. FaZe and ENCE saving my pick'ems. And then for my champion stage, I'm just going to go through it quickly because obviously we don't know the full lineup. Astralis to beat NiP, I think, is self-evident. I think Astralis is just much better of a team. I think NiP are good. I think they did well to get here, but I thought that's it done for me. And obviously, you just saw, if you watched the last video, they went 16-2 on Mirage. That is insane. That is the Ninjas map pick as well. It's unbelievable. I had MIBR to beat Renegades for intangible reasons. Renegades, the better team on the server so far. MIBR, I think the reason why I had them to go through, again, as I said, it was the intangibles. I thought they have a lot better synergy. They've been here many times, whereas Renegades, this is their first time ever, apart from Jacob being in this point of the major. I just thought that, like, MIBR, they have just chemistry going back years, but it needed to click, and obviously MIBR did 2-0ing Renegades. I think Renegades choked a little bit. They weren't themselves. Azza looked terrible, despite having a really good performance so far this major. Team Liquid ENCE is, alongside NRG, there are two massive chokes this major. NRG going 0-3, Liquid losing to ENCE. I think Liquid are by far the better team on paper, but I can't take anything away from ENCE because ENCE were incredible in the series. Sergey showed up. I think Alu was incredible. I think Liquid really did throw this one, though. Nitro looked really bad for most of this. I thought Stewie threw some really important rounds. I think they all took a turn at playing poorly. Twists, after this came out, like, he said in interviews that he doesn't consider himself a star player, and I think that's one of his biggest detriments. He doesn't have an ego, and players of his skill need to have an ego so they can carry. Like, he's in a team full of star players. He needs to be the star of this team going forward, I think. I think he is the best player on paper. Then Na'Vi FaZe. FaZe just looks so bad. I don't rate Zeus as an IGL, but I thought tactically Na'Vi should smash FaZe, and tactically they did, but it was the fact that FaZe just looks so bad. Nico, I think, was it 4 kills he got on that first map? FaZe looked awful, and Na'Vi really showed it. And then for my next picks, obviously I had Liquid to Na'Vi. I did have Liquid beating Na'Vi if that matchup would have happened. But now that it's ENCE Na'Vi, I think Na'Vi beat them. I think the level of skill on this Na'Vi lineup is just too much for ENCE. Like, I think they're much more of a tactical matchup. I think ENCE have the better tactics. I think ENCE are the better team. That's why I think it'll be a 2-1 like series probably. But I think the individuals on this Na'Vi lineup, Flamey has been lights out. Simple, a lot of people have been saying that he's not shown up this major. Before this stage, he was the 3rd best performing, and people are saying that he had a bad major. That is ridiculous. He had a 1.3 HLTV rating. He had like a plus 80 kill differential or 60 or something. It was crazy. And Electronic are just insane. So I think Na'Vi will win it. I think Astralis will beat MIBR. I think it'll be an incredible series to watch. I think it'll be 2-0 to Astralis, but I think it'll be close. I think Astralis will probably win like 16-10 on their map pick, and then probably like 16-14 on MIBR's map pick. It'll be a very good series to watch, I believe. And then Astralis versus Na'Vi. I think stylistically, Astralis are so much better of a team than Na'Vi in terms of like their stylistic matchup. I think Astralis' tactics outweigh them. I think man-to-man, Astralis are a better team. I think Astralis should take this major, and it could maybe go to a map 3 in the finals, but I think overall Astralis should take this one. What do you think of all the matchups going 2-0? Don't jinx it, because Astralis haven't played the second map yet. But I'm going to connect to the server now, and then I need to pee. Wait, what about Astralis versus MIBR again? I think it'll be a close series, like, in terms of maps. I think MIBR have the players and the the like pedigree to really give Astralis a run for their money, but I still think it's going to be a 2-0. It'll be like 16-10 to Astralis on their map pick, and then like 16-14 on MIBR's map pick. It'll be a close series. I think Cold Zero is going to have a crazy game. I think he's such a good... Alright, I'm back, and I'm really pissed that fucking GoTV messed up as bad as it did. As bad as it did.
Put him on the back foot. He is one of the B players.
There we go. Now I probably can't upload this, which is annoying as hell. I'm too late now. I kind of have to upload it. The fact that Astralis are already 3-1 up is a pretty good sign. Now the ninjas. 5 players. Still alive for both sides. But low HP for multiple members. And one player is already taken down. Dupree finds a kill into Dennis. Get right in this car position. Does have the potential to find so much. He finds 1 kill. But is about to run out of ammo. And the reload takes so long on the AUG. He's now in such a dead position. I was going to say difficult. But he's already deceased. And Rez has a lot to do here with this AUG if he does want to go for it, but I think he's just going to go for the save. Forrest 13 HP with an AWP, so he wouldn't have been able to get much done either way. Magisk 3 HP of his own. He's going to have to start running soon to, if he wants to stay alive with his AWP. Things are going to be difficult for him. I believe he does just about make it if he finds his way to the bottom of the pit. Is he gonna die? No, I don't think he does. Hey, easy. Astralis 4-1 up. I'm really annoyed that I missed the first 3 rounds. GoTV really messed me up. And I still think this version of Dust 2 is really CT-sided. I think it just favors such a pug style so much. It really does favor the skill much more than actual tactics. So I think despite the fact that this is a new Dust 2, it's so similar to the old Dust 2 that a lot of the tactics, a lot of the setups and defaults are still very much the same. It's just with a new lick of paint. Wait, did that Molotov land? Nope, he missed the Molotov. It hit this thing. That's pretty funny. Astralis just taking things kind of slow, waiting to see if the ninjas overstep anywhere. Their economy really isn't strong on the NIP side. 2 scouts. Really going to be difficult for them to get much done. That Molotov is going to stop Get Right from being able to run back. I don't think he has any intention to. He's going to try and find people to pick off. Dennis on this A site with the scout. We'll see if he's able to find anything. He doesn't. He gets taken down by Device. Lekro also being taken down in the smoke. Zipnix finding that kill. But Get Right's coming on with the backstab with the AUG. Device taken out to 10 HP. But he's going to escape barely with his life. And now Get Right's going to have to do the long walk back round back to catwalk position if he wants to go for this. It doesn't appear like he wants to. I think they're just going to save this one. NIP and now Astralis. That basically guarantees them the 5th round. Astralis just spamming this major logo. A little bit of BM, one might say, but there's no one really there to experience it. And the ninjas looking a little bit shook, maybe. Not mentally reset from the last game, I would imagine. But they are able to buy reasonably into this round. Lekro and Dennis both going to have less than stellar weaponry. In fact, they're not going to invest anything. They are just sticking with the 2 AUGs and the AWP save from last round, which is fair enough. But I feel like they could have had a decent-ish buy, and with Astralis starting to build up economy, they really need to get something on the board. Dupree and Majisk now start to make way onto the B site, and Dupree opens it up with a kill onto Lekro. These Molotovs raining and will stop any CTs from even thinking about it. Get right, sitting close to this smoke. Maybe going to wait for the bomb plant and then try and walk through it, but that Molotov means that he will be heard. Dupree's expecting it, does get the kill. Glaive watching A. I think Rez is hoping that he'll be able to push through. Oh, but that's such a difficult angle to fight at because of the shadows. Shadows heavily favor the play inside a long house. And the ninjas will have a strong buy into the next round if they're able to save into this. Zipnik's on the hunt. Find something. He does find a kill onto Rez. Take some guns out of these nip hands. There's going to kill back. Dupree trying to find Forrest in the smoke, but he's not able to do so. And Forrest will hold on to this AWP. That's pretty big for NIP, meaning that they will be able to buy quite strongly into this one. And again, the big names at NIP yet to show up. Doing better than the last round, last map, but still not great. CT side of Dust 2, and they've only found 1 round in 7. Pressuring in mid. That's a great flash. Dennis taken out by Dupree. Honestly, watching Dupree entry is a joy to watch. Back when I was learning how to be an entry player, I watched so many Dupree and Apex demos, and Dupree is still one of my favorite players of all time because of that. And Dupree, proving, even with an AWP, this player is insane. I think if Device never existed, Dupree would be the prodigal son of the Danish scene. He is such a good player. And he can fill so many roles. And Lekro, fantastic kill to take him out. Glaive able to take down... It does eventually take down Lekro through the door. I was about to say take him down to 20 HP, but the kill is his. Get right and Rez now. Major disadvantage. Especially when Majisk is just going to peek out on the B site. Get a kill of his own. Now Get Right in a 1v2. 13 HP, but he does have knowledge of the bomb, I believe. Both players can come from either site. Astralis' comms will probably come into play here. And Zipnik does spot the leg of Get Right and will take him out. Not much the Get Right would have been able to do in that situation. Bomb was behind him. I imagine he was expecting a player to come from mid and a player to come from B. Leading into long house. Device finds the pick onto Get Right. NIP on a pistol buy. Not much they can get done. Score is currently 7-1. Dennis going to get Molotov'd out, and it's going to be an easy pick for Dupree. Other than those nades early on, still no damage done to Astralis. Device on 76 HP due to those nades. Lekro finds 2 with this deagle. And now things looking a little bit more doable. Lekro and Rez try and get something done. Zipnix shuts down Lekro. Now it's just Rez. 1v3. Does have the deagle, but not going to be able to get too much done. Zipnik's taken out to 76 HP, but the round will ultimately be that of Astralis. NIP now have a good buy into this one. They are going to get a double AWP set up. AWP onto Forest and an AWP onto Lekro. 3 AUGs as well. 5 scopes for the ninjas. It's 2 for Astralis. Zipnik saving the AUG. I believe this has been in Astralis' possession now for a good number of rounds. Forest finding the opening pick onto Dupree. That is big. Device taking a Molotov to the face. That flash will deter him also. Forest almost finding a second pick, taking Glaive down to 27 HP through the door. This is going to back off, assisted by his teammate Rez. And Astralis down to 4 players. We'll see if they are able to find anything in this round. But Forest making it very difficult. Out snipes to Device. Now things looking a little bit more comfortable for NIP now. They're in the lead. 5-2. Sorry, Lekro just found a pick onto Zipnix in this round. And Rez finding a kill also. Will NIP get their first clean round of the series? I believe that is. 5 players remain for NIP. But Astralis, if you look at their economy, they're still so strong. They're able to buy so comfortably into this one. I'm sure Zipnix is going to drop for Glaive. Majisk, I believe, did actually. Rush out of long doors for Astralis. Brute forcing their way out. No pick found for either side as of yet. Dennis will open up the tab for the kill onto Zipnix. Glaive trades back 2. And we're just in a precarious spot. Get right in a position to take him down. Not able to do so yet. 6 HP left on Majisk. The Device is snuck out of the smoke. Get right, just trying to find something more. Will they check this angle? 3 players remain for both sides. Majisk still in this position. Those flashes will fake out. He will likely have left. And Majisk actually able to find the kill onto Get Right. That is huge. 6 HP left for him. They are going to Bogdan him. Majisk now with the AWP device on the AK-47. A very capable AK player in his own right. Dupree taken down by the AUG of Rez. Now Device looking for a pick onto the A site. He does have the bomb in his possession. Majisk is just watching these mid doors from CT. Now Rez in possession of the bomb. Majisk 6 HP with an AWP. I'm sure he's probably just going to save into this one, but he does have the option to go for it if he'd like. He's going to pick up the AK-47 and opt to try and get these headshots. It's going to be difficult for him to do so, especially with Rez in such a good position here, and his teammate will come to support. And they're just going to be shot in the back. Astralis able to group together 2 rounds in this half. And even if NIP were able to take every round left, I still think this is a good half for Astralis, given how CT-sided Dust 2 can be. Leave that timeout. bring anything to the table of Astralis. They are going to buy into this one. Not a fantastic buy, but they have basically everything they could want. Device with no head armor, but against AUGs and AWPs, it's not the worst thing in the world. The AUG does headshot at close range, so I would expect Device to try and get into close range positions in this one. Dupree, the player with the AWP this time, he has a good spawn onto long and almost finds that pick. Not able to do so. I think, yes, he will trade the AWP back to Device. Making what I said earlier on redundant. Molotov by Glaive is pretty big. Oh, Glaive not able to find the shot and to get right, but he will give away his position. Get right. Now able to run back using a smoke of his own. And Forest. Been so integral so far in this event. Needs to have another big performance, as I believe Astralis are going to head out middle. Forest is looking for a pick onto short. Device takes down Forest to 15 HP. Now things looking a little bit difficult for him. He does have this AWP, meaning that the HP doesn't matter all that much. But now Astralis starting to head towards the A site. Players start to rotate for NIP, but we'll see if that's even going to make that much of an impact. As Magisk throwing out his utility. The rest of Astralis now will follow. Oh, Forest. Able to find one, but is traded back immediately. Trade's coming all the way through now. It's a 3-on-3. Lekro missing the shot, and Zipnix will take him down. And now, things are looking a little bit difficult for NIP in this one. Rez getting a lot of damage done onto Glaive, but not able to get the kill. And that will maybe come back to haunt him. Because now, things not going to be easy if NIP do decide to try and retake. That flashbang is big. As it does put Glaive off. Repicking the position of Dennis. Able to find a kill onto Magisk now. Making things a little bit more interesting. He is going to go for this. 20 HP left for him. And he pulls out the knife. What is he doing? That is such an amateurish move. Glaive taken down by the AWP of Rez. But ultimately, Glaive will come out on top. And I meant to say, the other player left alive. I'm feeling a bit nauseated because I haven't eaten yet. My girlfriend is cooking at the moment, but oh man, I'm feeling not very good. Probably won't stick around too long after the map ends. Unless, of course, it does go to a third map. Moving into this round, Ninja's economy is looking really weak, but they have forced into this one. Meaning that if they lose, they'll have to eco the next one to buy into the last round. So it's not a terrible decision to force this one. Zipnix opening the score with a kill onto Lekro, however, and that was one of the rifles. It was the AWP, now retrieved by Get Right. Zipnix on 20 HP. To survive, however, that is the most important thing. Dupree in this position could mean something big. Coming in, and Dupree finds a kill onto Forest. Is traded back. But able to get a kill with that Galil is pretty big in its own right. Get Right, flashed off the angle. You have the AWP, flashback. Device in a good spot. Now backed away thanks to the flashbang. He is pretty well assisted, and now Astralis are starting to head onto the A site. There's no one really there to challenge them. Get Right. in the CT position is the closest thing to a challenge that they will have. But thanks to 3 Astralis players heading up short, they have full short control. It's going to be very difficult for NIP to even go for this. So I think they will save this one, meaning they will have a little bit more firepower into the next one because they would have had to save either way. I'm surprised to see Astralis not go a little bit more aggressive into this one. Obviously, their economy isn't fantastic. It was weakened a bit by NIP stringing a few rounds together. Also getting a lot more damage done. Rez able to retrieve a Galil instead of the MP9 that he did have previously. Katowice getting aggressive towards top middle here. That flashbang maybe deny something. Forest does have the scout, meaning that he might be able to challenge Katowice. Almost hits the shot there on short. Forest is taken down though. That scout not going to be too impactful into this one. And NIP, I just realized they forced into this one, meaning that if they lose, they're going to have a really weak economy into the last round. And Dupree finds a kill onto Rez through the smoke. And the B site is easily property of Astralis. Bomb going to be planted for tunnels, and Get Right actually able to take down the AWP device and maybe retrieve it. Wave not able to find the pick. Now Dennis. Get Right as well, chipping in. Making things a lot more interesting. Get Right maybe even going to go for this. Pushing very aggressively now. We just have the AK-47 in hand. That flash will deter him. Now Get Right and Dennis both going to start to back away slowly. 3 players were left for NIP here. But Astralis ultimately do come out with a round. I think Astralis will care more about holding onto their weapons than anything else, and it's not going to be done. But just dying to the bomb as well. But, you know, Astralis still have a very strong economy to this one. Obviously now this is the last round, so it's not going to matter after this. Maybe a little bit of lack of discipline. NIP, their economy really isn't all that great. Rez with just 1,700 into this one. He's going to be stuck on a UMP, and this is the MVP so far for NIP this tournament. Device going to easily take down Forest in this one. Somehow with a headshot, meaning he probably flicked up there thinking that Forest would be even closer. And Device finds a second one. Dupree chips in as well. Get Right did take him down in the interim. Dupree is taken down by the FAMAS of Dennis, making the round a lot more interesting. Astralis 2-on-2. Zipnik's and Glaive, those players. Zipnik's incredibly clutch. Glaive with a big brain and big skill of his own. A lot of people would agree. Probably the best IGL in the world right now, and easily the best fragging IGL I could think of. NS up short. Molotov is going to deny him. He did have an opportunity to peek out earlier on. Relinquish that opportunity, and Rez finds the pick onto Zipnix, meaning it's Glaive in a 1v2 situation. Sneaking through the smoke. With the bomb planted in the position it is, it's going to be difficult. Glaive, if he can't hit this shot onto Rez, Rez is going to start to cross. Finds his way. Maybe they think that Glaive has gone long, but those steps will show where he is, and the bomb is being defused as we speak. Glaive spraying through the smoke, but he's not able to get the kill, and Rez clutches that one out. Astralis do lead 11-4. It is a strongly CT-sided map, meaning that ninjas are really fighting uphill here. It really could be a difficult one. NIP need this pistol. Lekro opting to buy 2 flashes and a smoke and a Molotov on Forest. If I had to hazard a guess, I would say that that is for a short play. But with this B spawn, I could easily see it being a B rush. Like, not a B rush, a B split. Like 1 smoke to smoke off CT, 1 smoke for the door on B, and there's a 3rd smoke picked up. Get right, opting to buy smoke and 2 flashbangs. Astralis win this pistol is a done deal? Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, this too is, as I've said, it's heavily CT-sided. I don't even know if I need that MooBot spam still there. The subscribing is optional thing. Because I haven't had a subscriber in about 6 months now because of how inactive I was at streaming. But hey, you know, you get a free Twitch Prime every month. If you're not using Twitch Prime, you can get a free trial. XD. And early on, yeah, as I predicted, I think it is going to be a B split. A lot of players grouped up in these tunnels for NIP. Is that a fail smoke? I think that might be a fail smoke. I think that's the smoke they meant to throw. Because that smoke gives them no benefit. It just slows them down. Glaive in this position. Do a lot of damage. Rez and Dennis both going to get a pick each. Device able to find one of his own. And Glaive sneaking through the smoke. Able to take down the bomb. Rez getting up close and personal. Dennis chipping in up close. Zipniks now in a 1v3. The bomb still has time to be planted. But it's not going to matter. NIP able to take the pistol around and extend their tournament life. Things start to look up for NIP now. They need to take this round cleanly. They really have to start stringing rounds together. Because mentally, I don't know if they can come back from it if Astralis start to take this map. Obviously, a lot of these players on NIP, they are real veterans of the game, but players like Lekro, like Zez, like Rez, not necessarily used to this. Glaive actually able to find one with that CZ75. I think it was a force for Astralis. And the rotation starting to come in. Forest will hear those steps. And if he can time this right, he's going to find an easy double kill. He finds one. Dupree able to get one of his own. That scout coming in big. I think he's going to go back and try and retrieve the AK-47. The way it is a lot more doable. Already heading up short. No, he's just going to save the AK-47. The smarter option, I'd say. Astralis are going to have to save into the next one because invested a decent amount into this device. Obviously, he's still with 700 because he's the AWP player. Yeah, as Domi said, it is really difficult to compare a matchmaking or pug experience to pro level because the communication is better, the level of skill is generally better. Like, even if you're comparing it to very high level pugs, even if you're comparing pro level to like ECL Legends or FPL, it's a completely different game. You have predetermined strats and relationships. It's going to be a lot easier to make plays happen. Dennis just running down mid with his knife out. That's kind of ballsy. Majesk already taken out a 28 HP. Zipnix taken through, crossing these doors. Astralis able to find a kill. That's going to be pretty big. Device retrieving the AK-47. Astralis finding a second. I mean, this is a 3-on-3. Now things are looking a little bit more respectable, considering this was basically a full save for Astralis. 2 kills. 2 AK-47s retrieved. Glaive taken down by the scout. Not going to really matter in the grand scheme of things. Maybe going to struggle. Save this AK-47. That flash is pretty good. Will slow res down. And Res still think he's behind the car. Dupree could be challenged here. But no, he's just towards top middle. There's no one close enough for him to really give him any issues. And Astralis saved 2 AK-47. That's huge. Like, the thing that Astralis are just... Like, Astralis are incredible at many things. But one of the things they are so good at is economy management. Because it always feels like you're running uphill against Astralis. Like, you can win 5 rounds in a row and Astralis will still be able to challenge every round because their economy management is so fantastic. They do force, but they do it in such a way that's so intelligent. It's like they're mapping out exactly what they want to do, exactly what they can do. It's like they say, oh, if we invest a CZ75 and get a kill, pick up an AK-47, and we can be in the next one. Honestly, it's so crazy. Dupree, opening up the score, gets a kill into Dennis. And Rez actually finds a kill into Zipnix. Good flash from his team. Rez still easily the best player in NIP so far this event. And Glaive caught with a smoke out. He's starting to fall apart for Astralis. Not too clean this round. Get right, getting the kill onto Dupree, making things very, very good for NIP. Device gets one, but is immediately taken down, and now it's Majesk in a 1v3 situation. Lekro has this angle covered, and he will get the kill, and the round will go to NIP. NIP up to 8 rounds now. They're looking really strong on this T side. Astralis with another, demi-buy. They have a few armors. They have 3 deagles, 5-7, and a scout. You can't expect too much of him, but it is Astralis. Katowice up close with this deagle. We'll see if he's able to get anything done. He finds one. Oh, I thought that was going to hit then. Oh, could have found a second. Dupree trying to find some damage with this scout. Spraying through the door. Not able to find anything yet. The rest of his team are close by. Rez finding a kill through the smoke. That's pretty unfortunate for the boys in Astralis. NIP really starting to put some rounds together. They're looking like a decent team on this first half. Like on the first map, sorry. They really were looking shaky. Even in the first half of this map, they were looking not great, but they've managed to double their score in the past few rounds. But just not able to get a kill. He finally does. Does take down Rez with that deagle. Maybe he can retrieve the AK-47, but holding onto it will be a whole other matter. Tapping away, able to find Lekro eventually. And Magisk. There's here Dennis coming in and able to get a 3rd kill. That really puts a dent in the NIP economy. 11-9 now Astralis lead. Very, very good buy for them. NIP's economy looking like it could still be broken pretty quickly. Forest on 7k, Lekro on 3.6. Outside of that, I don't think they'd be able to buy if they lost this round. Dupree, that nade. No, it actually... Excuse me. That nade actually threads the needle. NIP. We're able to get anything done into this round. Find the Molotov onto short to make sure that no one's playing from close angles, and they're going to go for the setup. That nade does a decent amount of damage. Dennis down to 66. Rez also on 74. The execute is starting to come in. Molotov will delay any possible pushes. Lekro taken out by the AWP of Dupree, and things being traded back and forth here. And now NIP kind of running up against it. 3 players will be there to challenge them if they do go for this. Still so much economy. These smokes delaying NIP so much. 35 seconds left. They are just going to have to try and brute force this, and I think it's going to be so difficult. Zipnik's the player on site. And Rez taken down by the AWP of Device. Zipnik's peeks out, finds one. Does take a dink. See if he's able to find anything else. Getting closer and closer. And Zipnix finds one more. Forest now the last alive and is eventually taken down. And a pretty clean round from Astralis. Only 1 player taken for them. And now Ninjas, as I said, their economy already after 1 round is starting to look weak. They're going to force into this one. And they will have 2 Galils. Their utility looking very weak. And this is the problem when you play a team like Astralis. Like, they dominate so many areas, and utility usage, other than, like, big, I'd say they're like, undoubtedly the best utility usage. But Lekro getting an opening pick onto Glaive. Glaive really feeling the brunt of this game so far. I feel like he's really been beaten and bruised by this NIP team. Trying to isolate weaknesses. Especially when you have players like Dupree, Device, and Zipnix playing lights out. Magisk as well on that first map was incredible. You do have to find whatever you can. Glaive's no weak player himself, but NIP trying to find any advantages they can. Device. Domes get right from across this long A position. And for any prospective AWP players, Device is a fantastic example of how to play the AWP correctly. He's not incredibly flashy. Sometimes people would even forget he's there, but he's incredibly consistent. Always hits the easy shots. And Dennis actually finds a kill onto Magisk. Not expected. Nix drops down, and Forest finds a kill onto Device. And now NIP, once again, in a 4v2 situation. They have the advantage pretty strongly. The bomb's still yet to go down, and with 25 seconds left, it's going to be Astralis that can take something, and Zipnik's not able to find an easy shot. And now Dupree probably going to try and save this AWP. Given the fact that NIP aren't going to chase, which would make sense. They don't have a lot of economy themselves. They want to start building up a bankroll. Dupree will hold on to that AWP, and the counter-terrorist timeout comes in. Very smart for Astralis. Zeus, obviously, I still think he's easily the best coach in the world. I think there are players that can challenge him on that. I think Zeus for MIBR, I think he has an incredible track record. What he did with Liquid when he first joined them, I think is a testament to that. It's not just Brazilian teams. He is just a very good tactical player. Coach, sorry. I think Zeus has such an important role on this Astralis team. You can see it in the way their social media and the players come out and they'll vouch for him. Glaive saying time and time again that Zeus makes his job, Zonic makes his job a million times easier. He reviews demos, he helps them devise a playbook. It means Glaive can just focus more on being a fragging power. I think this is how coaching should be done. I think in a perfect world, this is how things would turn out. It's why, honestly, I think the coaching rule being implemented a few years ago does overall diminish the level of Counter-Strike, because I think in a perfect world we would have five incredible players and then an IGL coach. I think that would overall bring the level of Counter-Strike up, but in this world that we currently live in, I think Astralis have made the best of it, and Dupree dropped down, taken down by Rez. That was the AWP that was saved from the last round. And now Astralis really up against it here. Zipnik's himself down to 30 HP. Forest going to be looking for an opening if this one Zipnik's. It's on the site. Surely going to get a Molotov out of this position. So it's going to be difficult for him to find anything. It's getting close. Just find a kill onto Dennis. So he's made things interesting. Forest going to pick up this AUG and going to opt for that instead of the AWP, making things a little bit easier for himself considering he knows he's against pistols. Glaive, his lurk could really work out for him if he finds the time. Oh, Lecro sneaking through the doors, and Glaive maybe not expecting it. He's going to check the angle, and he does get an easy kill onto Lecro. Device, top mid, able to get the kill onto Get Right. Some Astralis players here could make it difficult for them to get out alive. Seeming like Glaive is just going to want to save this AK-47. Again, taking guns out of the hands of NIP will help the Astralis economy. And Ninja's about to make this 12 to 11. They're making things interesting here now. I mean, personally, making double digits against Astralis is an achievement for any team. Since NIP, the resolve they had to come back from 11 to 4 to get to double digits and are close to tying up with Astralis, I think that's a fantastic sign. I think it's a good show of their resolve. Tommy, I just saw in the chat that you said I don't speak a lick of Dutch. That's a lie. My Nederlands is best goed, man. Jij bent een middenleuker. Don't Google that. Device tagged down to 52 HP through this door. NIP trying to get up close and personal. Majesk tapping away with that AUG. Finds a tiny little bit of damage, but not able to get too much from it. Dupree Molotoved out of this position. He does have the AWP. Fails to jump. That's not too bad. Majesk just spraying through that smoke. Lekro on 70 HP. Astralis, I'm sure they'll be wanting to keep NIP from tying up, so expect a focus round here. Once again, NIP gonna go ahead and try and take this short position. It's worked for them so far. We'll see if it's able to do so again. Device still watching long. No one really there to contest, so it's not too bad. Glaive taken down, and now NIP starting to storm onto the site. 4 on 3. Nick's in a good position here. He's able to find Dennis. Able to find Get Right as well. And now Astralis in a good position to take this round. NIP backs against the wall, and Dupree finds a kill with that USP up close. Forest also taken down. Now it's Rez in a 1v2 situation. Not able to find the kill. Trying to tap away. No bullets left in his gun. He is taken down, and Astralis will once again maintain their lead. Really strong from them. They're able to even get a double up setup from this. Yeah, Meow, I'm kind of casting a major. It's not playing the game, but hey. Wow, that's so ballsy. Dennis finds 2 kills so early on. No utility used. They catch Astralis completely off guard. Glaive trying to see through the smoke, and he will find a kill to Get Right. It's kind of a throw from Get Right. No need to push through that smoke. No need at all. Glaive was the one who had to make the play. Now Glaive has this AK-47. And NIP is a 3 on 3. They've given up so much control here. Forest does find a kill, trying to make sure that his team don't throw away this one, and Astralis are going to back away. Going to save this AUG. Going to save this AWP. Now I am absolutely starving. My girlfriend bought me food. I'm really wanting to eat it. So apologies. I'm gonna do just that. Dennis has snuck onto the site and actually gets a kill there. Majisk saves the AUG, but the AWP was dropped. That is unfortunate. I feel like Majisk probably should have been watching his teammates back. Rare lapse in concentration from Astralis. Now things looking a little bit precarious for Astralis. I'm sure they may want to maintain that lead. Majisk and Zipnik's able to get 2 kills. And IP already at a disadvantage. Device with a scout, trying to tag someone up through the door. Device being tagged up a little bit himself, and he's going to back away. Astralis not on the best of buys. Their economy really not strong. MP9 and a scout does kind of diminish their economy a little bit. Saving that AWP could have been huge in the last round. Device just jiggle peeking. The benefit of the scout is the mobility, but when Forest is going to hit a shot like that, it doesn't really matter. And the B site is open. I think Astralis are just completely outwitted, and Glaive does actually get a kill. Meaning that, yep, Glaive will hear the bomb plant. They're able to get close. Echo trying to retake tunnels. He does get a kill onto Dupree. B site can be so difficult to take. Tunnels being encroached on by Glaive. He surely will have been heard by Forest, so the information will be passed on to Lecro. But now it's all on Glaive in a 1v2. It's going to be really difficult for him to find anything. I think he's just going to go for the damage, whatever he can do. Oh, so unfortunate. I think he thought that he'd killed Forest there. Is it me or Dutch Air made Coolio's voice more feminine? Feels bad, man. I'm kind of sick at the moment. That might have something to do with it. That's why I didn't cast anything earlier. My throat has really been killing me the past few days / week. With Astralis saving now, gives NIP the opportunity to take the lead for the first time this entire series. Magisk finding 1 with the Deagle. But NIP finding 2 of their own, make that 3. Rez fighting up close with Device. Device has this USP. So Rez definitely has the advantage here, but WASD stun. Device trying to get closer with the USP, and now it's a Glock versus USP fight. And Forest will chip in with the kill. Now here's where the real test is. Astralis' resolve. We'll see if ninjas are able to take this to map point. CT timeout. Definitely good. Allow Zeus to get his voice in there. Calm things down. But Astralis do have decent economy into this one. They are going to have at least 3 AUGs. So Glaive's going to consider even picking up a 4th. No, he's going to opt to pick up the M4 instead. There we go. This could be a really, really important round. Astralis needs to take this round if they want to win this in regulation time, especially if they want to win 2-0. I'm sure winning 2-0 would definitely be on their list of things to do, because it really does send a letter of intent. Remember, this is Astralis' map pick. They won NIP's map pick 16-2. So NIP seemingly undeterred. You really want to stay in this major. That need. Bounces. Not great. Forrest watching this pixel angle. Dupree with the AUG. Maybe able to see Forest crossing. Oh. And NIP going back to their true tried and tested method of going A short, it would seem. That's how they won the majority of their T rounds so far. As maybe starting to expect it. Zipnix takes that flash to the face. Just hoping that NIP will get aggressive. Is holding a smoke of his own that could Make a difference. And the execute now starting to come in. Zipnik's getting up close with the AUG. Finds 1-2. Able to find a third as well. That's the bomb down as well. That's huge from Zipnik's. Majesk able to get a kill of his own, and Device able to chip in. Incredible round from Astralis. Even when backs against the wall, Astralis looks so calm, so collected. Incredible round from them. Zipnik's going huge with that AUG. Triple kill. The rest of his team there to back it up. We'll see if Ninjas can have the resolve here. Lots of flashes here. Lots of aggression coming from long. Get right, just peeking out, but just opting in the end not to go for it. IP do have long control though, and then Device domes Dennis once again. That long position. My heart is racing. This is the counter-strike I've wanted to see here. NIP really making things difficult for Astralis, as I claim they could do in the first map. That's a good Molotov, Electro. Let's get a decent amount of damage there onto Dupree. Actually less than I thought. Only 14. Electro taken down by Zipnik. Zipnik's getting a second one. He's going big with this AUG. It's 5 kills so far in 2 rounds. Get right, able to retrieve that AK-47. Dupree hears him. That smoke's going to block off mid. Things looking very hectic for NIP. Astralis. 5 players left alive. NIP, it needs to be big. It's Get Right and Forest. The dynamic duo. They've been playing together longer than most of us have been playing this game. And Device is just going to shut down Get Right. That's the second AWP headshot this round. Device playing lights out with his AWP. And now Forrest probably just going to be opting to try and save this AWP of his own. And take it into the last round so he can maybe take this to overtime. But things are looking very dire. 15 seconds left. Bomb down on short. It's impossible for Forrest to win this round. Zipnik's taken down by the AWP of Forrest. Players getting closer now. Forrest is going to have difficulty trying to save this. He does get the kill. It's really important that he doesn't die here. Thankfully, he doesn't. If he'd have died there, it was a T-side save, meaning he would have had no money to save into this one. That's huge that he's able to save the AWP. But look at this economy for the Ninjas. 2,000 on Rez, 2,100 on Dennis, 1,900 on Get Right, and 2,600 on Lecro. Forrest not able to drop much at all. Maybe a Tech 9 or a CZ75. And Astralis with all of the bells and whistles they could possibly need. Here we go. The final regulation round, possibly of the series, if Astralis can do what they should do. NIP with just an AWP and 4 pistols, it's going to be really difficult for them to find anything. Astralis surely know that the economy is really damaged. Dupree play with the AWP. Vice with the other towards A side. And Molotov is going to deter any possible pushes. Free, I think, just wanting to create some pressure. Forrest is going to be looking for this fight. He knows he has to be the one to open things up. Now with a minute left, NIP really needs to start making some leeway. It's going to be so difficult. They don't have a lot of economy. They need to find some picks. Zipnik's is holding this angle. This angle is so powerful, especially with the AUG. You have so much information early. It's so difficult for the terrorists to find anything. And Forrest taking out a 66 HP. He needs to be the linchpin for this side. And now we're down to 36 seconds. Dupree getting aggressive. This is such a ballsy play, and it's so big. And Dupree finds the kill and backs away. Does survive. Rez up close and personal. Is able to find a kill with the Deagle. Majesk holding the site. Able to find a kill of his own. And now Get Right and Rez, the two players to try and keep Ninjas in this tournament. Zipnix making this incredibly more difficult now to Get Right all alone with this AWP in a 1v3 situation. We'll see if he's able to get anything else done, and he's not. Zipnix is going to take him down and advance to the semi-finals for Astralis. What a fantastic last map. Oh my god, I think, oh, my heart was beating through my chest there. Let's go. What a fantastic round. Man, I love to see this from NIP. Rolling back the years in terms of, like, Forest. Actually, so huge. This, I still think this NIP team, 1 or 2 changes away from being big, and it's difficult to say, but hey. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video here, and I'm gonna talk to my stream now. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm probably going to upload at least one of the semi-final games, maybe the final. I don't know. It depends how my voice holds up. I might just want to chill and watch the final along with all the other fans. So we'll wait and see. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out. All right, guys. So I saw some questions and stuff.